Never a dull moment 4 weeks before the draft. Cell phone always on. Is there potentially some volatility in the order as to where you guys stand and where everybody else stands, Brian?
I was saying earlier to somebody, I don't really have a baseline to compare it to being in this position for the first time. But, there's certainly been some interest in, I'm sure, all the top selections because it's such a strong group of players. And at some point there's a cutoff there where the people that are picking at a certain level will most likely get a player that can contribute to their team next year as opposed to maybe having to wait a year or 2 or 3 for guys to contribute. And in my analysis, it's been the strongest flavor that I've gotten from people. As far as how much interest there is, I would suggest that there's going to be a lot more as we get closer.
Friday, floor, Montreal should be interesting to watch. Heads on a swivel, much like killing a penalty, perhaps.
I think it's having sat in the stands many times for the draft, I think that it's always one of the fun and interesting parts of the day just to try to figure out the undercurrents of what may or may not be going on. So we're looking forward to it. We've got a great staff, very new in Tampa this year. We made a lot of changes when the new ownership came in, but it's a little bit of a grisly group, a lot of veterans that have been around for a long time, and they've worked their tails off this year and done a great job for us.
Is the cliche the best move you make, perhaps the one you don't make, apply to what might happen, or do you have to look at a much bigger picture?
Well, I think in the era of salary caps, clearly the statistics would point to first-round draft picks are more important than ever. We saw one move this year. That was San Jose's that we traded for early on and then traded to Ottawa, who eventually moved it to the New York Islanders as a conditional pick out there. But other than that, everybody stood pat, and you don't see that very often. I think that's very telling.